Hey you guys. So today I want to talk a little bit about the relationship between anger and self-pity and fear. I had a conversation with a buddy yesterday and then had something happen to me yesterday that got me thinking on this topic again. And so I just want to talk to you guys about it a little bit. So when I first got sober, there were a lot of folks talking about fear in some of the meetings I went to. And I kept thinking, I'm not afraid of anything. I mean, look at me. I'm a big guy. I'm usually the most dangerous guy in the room I'm in. Why would I be afraid of anything? And then over time, I began to realize that anger is really a secondary emotion. Anger is a response to feeling threatened by something. Anger is the fight part of fight or flight. And I was angry all the time. On a good day, I was a little agitated. And on a bad day, I was just roaring angry at everything around me. Christ, in early sobriety, it was like anger and nicotine were the only things holding me together. So, anger is a response to feeling threatened by something. And if I'm feeling threatened by something, by its nature, that's fear. And self-pity is the other side of the same coin. Some of us are more comfortable with anger and the false sense of power it gives us. Some of us are more comfortable with self-pity and that sense of righteous victimhood we get to wear. But generally, we all do them both together at the same time. I'm going to kill you. I can't believe what you're doing. And back and forth and back and forth. Anger and self-pity are going to happen. That's inescapable. People are going to do stuff that threatens me. And it's not usually, oh my God, my life's in danger. It's usually people do some little thing that threatens my emotional security or my self-esteem or my finances, whatever. Real or imagined doesn't make any difference. It feels threatening and so I respond. Actually, no, that's not true. It feels threatening and so I react. And I start being angry and I start having self-pity. Those things are gonna crop up. But if I'm still angry 30 minutes later, that's not anger anymore, that's now a resentment. That person who did something to piss me off, they've already moved on with their day, and I'm the one suffering from it. I have to find a way to let go of those things. I can't walk around agitated and angry all the time. It's just a terrible way to live, and it's exhausting, and it sucks all the shine out of life. I have to find a way to stay present and not let that stuff drag me down. For me, when anger crops up, when self-pity crops up, it's just a red flag that something out there is feeling threatening. And it doesn't even have to be something specific. Sometimes just the act of going through my day and trying to show up for everything will just sort of grind me down a little bit spiritually. And then the next thing I know, somebody does something innocuous and I snap at them. One of the other problems with anger is that if I get mad at you, it gives you the permission not to own the thing you did wrong, because you can just talk about what an asshole I am. But if I can pause and not let my anger take hold of me, then that leaves the person who did the wrong thing to me just to have to own their behavior. Eventually, they might actually even change it. But for me, it really does come down to trying to be present and trying to not let that stuff run my life. You know, there are things that happen throughout the day. Somebody may cut me off in traffic. You know, that could be an actual threat to my life. But I don't need to defend the lane I'm in as though they're invading my home. The lane I'm in is not my lane, it's just the lane I'm in. I didn't even learn that until a couple of years ago. And I don't need to start a relationship with somebody who is so off on their own thing that they're either unaware that there are other cars on the road or they don't give a crap about me. Either way, don't need to ram them with my car to get even. There's nothing to get even. They're already miserable. I gotta find a way to not stay angry all the time. I gotta find a way to be at peace a little bit. Gotta find a way to let go of that crap. And over time, I've gotten better at it. I'm not perfect by any stretch, but I'm better at it. And I don't pretend to be a subject matter expert on any of this crap. I'm just a guy who's been at it for a while who realizes that if I get pissed off all the time, it'll eventually make me so miserable that getting high seems like a good idea, and it's really, really not. You got to find a way to move through this. You got to find a way not to be pissed off all the time, especially right now. You know, people are running around out there, regardless of their political bent or the solutions that they think need to happen in order for everybody to be okay. They're running around out there afraid, and they're acting on their fear, and they're stepping all over each other's toes, and everybody's angry, and everybody's agitated, and everybody's looking for people to side with them and form a team of angry people. And it's just misery upon misery upon misery. It's scary out there right now. You know, the future's changing for all of us. But if I can stay present right now, there's no threats in this room with me right now. And if you're watching this video somewhere, there's no threats in the room with you either, right in this present moment. And I got to learn to live here now so I can be effective right here, right now. You know, I've never once made an incredibly good decision while I was angry. And I suspect the same is true about you guys. I need to be present. I need to be making good choices. And it takes practice. You know, I've been at this a long time and I still get it wrong fairly regularly. But if I do, I can go back and clean up the mess I made, and I can try to learn from it so I don't do it again. Anyway, it's just something I've been thinking about. If you guys are struggling, feel free to reach out. I'm not hard to find. Keep yourself safe out there. Hopefully I'll see you soon.